everybody, and welcome to the Outdoor Gear and Review, where we review so you don't have to. Today we're going to be reviewing 3 products. This first one is a fire starter from Zore. This thing works pretty darn good. You can get 100 pieces in this box for roughly around $13–14. I bought all of this stuff on Amazon. I use these things all the time for my smoker, especially to help get the fire going. I know there's plenty of ways to start fire, but this is a very cheap and effective way. You can just light this thing up, and we'll be doing a different review on my thing that I use for lighting the charcoal. But this thing works really well. Usually I use 1 or 2 when I'm firing up the smoker to get the charcoal going, and I can walk away from it and don't have to worry about the wind blowing it out so easily. So I definitely recommend picking up some of these if you got the extra money. Throw them in your backpack, and it's definitely very good to have at least a couple of them for when you're camping. And if you're dealing with wet conditions also, it takes that looking for dry wood out of the way right away, so you can easily get a small fire going fairly quickly. So I highly recommend picking up a pack of those. They've lasted me quite a while. The second thing I suggest before we get to this nice wood stove here is getting this dock safe fire mat. This thing I've had, all of these I've had for roughly 3 years now. This thing is 40 inches wide and 40 inches long square. It is 4 layers of protection, and I recommend getting this even if you're just using it for your barbecue. This thing is really nice. It's pretty dirty right now. All this stuff I've been using outside. Like I said, none of it's seen the indoors for the last 3 years, so it's definitely pretty worn, but it's held up very good. Like I said, I'll be purchasing another one of these mats to put underneath my smoker. My smoker likes to drop charcoal off the side sometimes, especially when I'm getting everything lit, so it's just an extra safety precaution, especially if you have a deck and you have gaps in between the deck. So it just saves you a little bit of worry that you're not going to drop something underneath there and start a unneeded fire that we definitely don't need. And to get to this bad boy, I will fire this up in just a minute. But this thing, I know it's pretty hard to tell there, but you can throw about 8-inch logs in this thing, or sticks. And of course, just to get it going, break up some kindling, and it makes it nice and easy. These I just use because I got some extra spare wood laying around, so it's nice to keep your fire going also. But as you see here, you have your ash trap in the bottom, so very convenient to clean that out. Also, once you get your fire going, you have your vent here. You can adjust the airflow, plus you have your latch. But just be careful, once you get this fire going, this latch will get extremely hot with the rest of the stove. This thing is very easily to put together. You only have to really attach the legs. These sides just pop off. And these will fold up on both sides. So if you are walking from the car, you can fold both of them up and you can carry it that way. So that makes it pretty convenient. This stove is heavy, so you're definitely not going to want to carry this thing very far, but it definitely is worth the money. As you can tell, this thing has taken quite the beating, and I have not been easy on it. It has been setting out in the elements for 3 consecutive years. So it does have some rust on it. The one thing I would be very careful is the back of this does all come apart. This slides in, but there is nothing to latch it or hold it. It does go into about right here, so you don't have to worry about it falling out easily. But as you can see, it does rock. So that is one concern you might want to just be cautious of. It does come with 5 lengths of pipe. And the elbow also. I have it set up like this just for convenience. I usually burn this when I'm out here grilling out, or like this morning, it's a nice chilly day. So it's a good day to start a fire and keep warmer while I'm doing some more reviews. Like I said, this thing is heavy. The biggest issue I've had with it is if I'm walking by, sometimes if you're not paying attention and you get too close, your pant leg will catch this because there's nothing to attach it on. It just sits on there like that. So if you're not being careful, you'll catch that and pop that off. Get these off of here real quick. One thing you can do, if you want to burn bigger pieces of wood or logs, you can take this off. There's that, as I was telling you about. It goes in there quite a ways, but it's still a little flimsy if you start shaking it around. You can also feed wood from the top if you're just using it to stay warm, or you want a bigger fire for a little while, you can throw it in that way. But this comes off also, or it can go back on and you can use it for a burner. So we'll get this thing fired up and we'll be back shortly. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back and we got the fire started. It only takes a few seconds. It's just really hard to do this all while not being able to set the camera down. I'll be getting a different tripod and everything, so I can show you guys how to do this stuff on camera. This thing, like I said, is an absolute beast. I have a One Tigris hot tent that I got this stove for. I will be doing a review on that here sometime soon also. And I will be setting up the stove inside of it to show you guys that setup and how everything goes together and how easily this is to take apart, clean, and all that good stuff. I will say one thing, this I believe was $100, roughly $120 when I picked it up a few years ago. This thing is definitely worth the money. The only downside is the weight. This thing, like I said, is very heavy. It probably weighs 18 pounds, 20 pounds, so something very heavy to be packing around. But if you're not going too far off of a campsite, it's definitely worth the money, or how I have it set up in the backyard. And I have some Dutch ovens and some cast iron that I can use to cook on when I'm out here and want to make a quick breakfast or something, or a nice juicy steak. But this thing, it burns fairly clean. Almost everything will burn down. Like I said, just be careful when you do close this door. This will get extremely hot, as this also will get hot. So I usually use this that they give with you, and everything does fit inside here, so it does compact very nice. As you see, the fire starts burning really quick, so you don't have to worry about that, and that fire starter in there works wonders. When I'm out here burning just to stay warm, I'll throw logs in here that do hang over, but I don't have to worry about it too much because of the fire safe mat. But usually when it starts burning down, I'll just take this and push it all in there as it breaks down, just like that, so I don't have to worry about things falling off. Other than the rust, which I could have prevented if I would be taking care of this, but like I said, I wanted to see how durable it really was, and this thing is held up like a champ. I have not had any problem with the door sill coming loose, which I believe in some of the reviews on Amazon there were a few complaints about that, but for me I have not had any issues so far, and I have used this thing a few hundred times and I haven't had a problem with it. The hinges, no problem there either. The door opens and closes just fine, as you can see, not an issue. Same with the vent. Other than a little bit of rust holding it back, I've had no issues there. And this you can also tighten so you can keep it closed or open, which is pretty convenient. So a pretty simple little wood stove, but this thing works absolutely amazing. I would highly recommend it for something like this especially. I would probably try to find one a little lighter if you're going to be definitely carrying this thing a ways, because if so, you're going to have quite the workout on your hands. But for the price, the durability, this thing is definitely worth it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, definitely subscribe if you would, and do subscribe. Please leave a comment that says subscribe so I can give you guys a shout out. That would be really awesome, and I thank everybody for the support so far. And please, if there's something you guys want me to do a review on, please leave a comment. I'm sure I have, hopefully have it laying around somewhere, and if not, I'll pick it up and we'll do a review on it for you. Alright everybody, have a great day. Again, like and subscribe, it's greatly appreciated and helps the channel very, very greatly, especially seeing this is a new channel and we're trying to grow and be as helpful as quick as we can. Alright guys, have a great day, stay safe, God bless.